years ago, protesters against the Adani coal project. You might have noticed how many of them were so young. And you might wonder who is brainwashing them to be so hostile to coal and gas and so convinced that the world is doomed unless we get rid of them. We want to know more. I mean, you just look at our schools. For one, there is an organisation, I've mentioned it on this show before. It's called cool.org. It claims it's now got teachers to use its green propaganda to teach an astonishing 2.5 million school children here every year. 2.5 million. It reckons it's now in more than 90% of schools. And now it's pushing a new film called Future Council. Now, it's already got the lessons and class material ready to go. This is part of the trailer of this film, in which children made absolutely terrified by global warming, takes them around to confront executives who are stupid enough to be nice and talk to them.
My name is Damon, and I'm a really big fan of nature.
This director sucks!
And so it seems are millions of children around the world. So I invited 8 of them on a wild adventure to find solutions to our biggest environmental challenges.
This world is taken such bad care of.
There is so much pressure.
It's a lot for younger people. I'm really scared there won't be a future.
Clean up your
The mission of our yellow bus was now crystal clear. They love the thought of challenging powerful companies to value nature. Let's do it! So you're about to hold your first Future Council.
Why do you give money to fossil fuel companies?
That's a very good question.
And the children have learned from Greta Thunberg how to be insufferably rude to company bosses. They even use some of her signature "how dare you" moves.
There's very limited impact we can have just on our own.
You're the 3rd biggest polluter on the planet. You are not a powerful leader. You are a disgrace.
Joining me is Tony Thomas, author, former business editor, now contributor for Quadrant Online. He's been tracking for years what cool.org is pushing in our classrooms. Tony, great to see you again. Before we get to this latest film pushed by cool.org, tell us about this organisation, who funds it, how does it get into so many schools?
Well, I treat it like a parallel education universe in schools. The thing is that the teachers are all terribly hard pressed for time, and many or most are teaching outside their subject expertise. So Cool comes in and says, we can give you pre-digested lessons online, free, complete kits of workbooks, plans, scripts, factual material, and every one of our lessons will probably save you 3 hours of teaching time. So the teachers simply can't get enough of it. Hundreds of thousands of teachers have been using these Cool lessons. And what's more, they're all mapped to the sustainability priority, which was a sneaky way to get the schools officially green. And the deal was founded by Jason Kimberley about 20 years ago from the Just Jeans family, which was worth about 60 million at the time. And it runs on a tiny little budget of $3 million with 20 staff who commission expert curriculum and lesson writers to provide these online lessons. And just this year, Mike Cannon-Brookes, who's worth $30 billion, never mind $3 million, has joined them and is pushing his lessons on how to crush climate misinformation. And so in the case of this Gameau film, it's likely to have a huge impact on schools, millions of kids probably, because the previous one got to 1.5 million kids through something like 35 different lessons from Cool in the school.
Oh, for goodness sake. But we'll do this film then. What struck me about it, one of the things, is how it exploits children who've been scared witless by someone about global warming. So you get scenes like this from the film. Have a look.
Our inaction is stealing their present.
I don't really want to talk right now.
Now, other children in the film say things like, I just hear nothing else like complete death, or I live near village that's in England that by 2050 is due to be completely flooded, apparently by rising seas, which is not true. But scaring children like that, that's really close to child abuse, isn't it?
Sure. And there's this singer called Ruby, who's only 14, and the sort of lyrics that she sings is, "How can you tell me to keep on breathing? Tell me to keep believing while my home is being torn apart." Now, why should a 12-year-old or a 14-year-old write songs like that? And then there's this 24-year-old activist called Clover Hogan who tells these kids that their eco-anxiety is actually healthy and this intense, fearful emotions are just natural. But the kids, of course, get quite tearful over this.
Oh, imagine being 11 years old and thinking the world is ending and it's up to you, little you, to try and save it. I mean, what a burden, what a fear, what a burden. Now, it's not just this cool.org that's poisoning the minds of vulnerable school children, Tony. You've picked up things like Melbourne University, also trying to frighten them with its own videos for children, like this one.
We do need to stop digging up fossil fuels.
One where we continue to dig up and use fossil fuels is a pretty horrible future to be in. It's way too hot, there's lots of floods and bushfires.
Now that's bull, because even the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change has little confidence in any link between global warming and floods. The ABC, naturally, is also pumping out scares aimed at children. This time using author Tim Winton to moan about the Ningaloo Reef. Doom, 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 and spreading terror. Listen to this.
We're in a climate emergency, and this is where most of Australia's dangerous carbon pollution stems from. These flames are burning the past and cooking our future. The choice before us could not be any clearer. It's life or death for Ningaloo and for every wild place and every human community on Earth.
Honestly, that is so insane, but it's poured straight into the ears of children, Tony.
Oh, well, I looked at a lesson that they had just last May, and guess what the headline was? Climate change, pests and disease threaten to leave us in a world without chocolate.
How can you scare children any more than that? I mean, really. And suddenly there were no Smarties. Oh no! Yeah, seriously. Honestly, it's so reckless. It's so irresponsible. Thank you so much, Tony Thomas, for alerting us to this. And if people want to know more about this particular organisation, may I advise them to look up Quadrant online, and you're right at the top of the page with this latest story about what they've been up to. Tony Thomas, thanks for your time. Honestly.